What do you think distracts people from Jesus the most? In this episode, I want to share what I feel has distracted me from Jesus recently and a couple of clips from The Chosen I would like to bring up to kind of reference, like, maybe what Jesus really wants from us. So, to give you a little feedback or background about me and what I've been through, when I wrote my current journal entry that I have in front of me, I wrote this back in November of 2025. And at that time, I was so busy with everything. It seemed like I had way too many things on my plate. I was helping Echo TV Studios with building a website and finding a place to show Gone seasons 1 through 3 at a local theater, and I was trying to work on my business. I was running Facebook ads for my side hustle. I had my day job, which always keeps me busy. I was the co chair, co leader of my life group. And at the time, my friend who also helps me run the life group, she was busy with school. She was sick a few times. There was just a lot that I felt like everything was piling up on my plate. Plus, there's the family commitments. On Friday nights is a good time for my family to get together and go out for Mexican. Or also maybe I go out with my friends. But usually that's a night of, I'm finally done with work for the week. Let's go out and have a good time and relax. And I always had something filling up my plate. In October, over Columbus Day, I went on a private retreat. And it's a place where I go south of St. Louis, and I have this cabin all to myself. There are, I think, 8 cabins at this location. They have trails in the woods and a nice big pond with a hammock out there by it. And I always like going there just so I can be alone. My friends laugh at me thinking, why do you want to be alone when you already live alone? But there's something different about getting outside of the normal routine of being here in my condo and working, because I work full time and I work remotely. So I get to get away from my condo. I get to get away from the normal scene. Like, we can't see it now because it's dark, but trust me, there's a lake out there. I tend to do a lot of boat watching when the weather's nice and taking care of the cats. There's always something going on. So I like to get away from my normal distractions and put myself in a quiet place. However, last year when I went in October, uh, I was really distracted in my alone time. And I'm not sure what is happening with my camera. It keeps going blurry tonight. So let me see if I can fix that. Hang on. I've already stopped this once. I could switch to this camera. Maybe try to bring this one back. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I'm using my phone camera, so I apologize for the blurriness. I'll try to keep a better eye on that. But this time when I went away to my private retreat area, a lot of my friends were all going to Kentucky because Echo TV Studios was showing Gone there live, and I was so like, I don't want to miss out. I had a true case of FOMO. So here I was trying to get away from where the distractions were here at home, and then I go someplace else where I allow distractions to keep me bogged down. And usually when I go there, I go walk in the woods and I can sit down, and I've actually felt like Jesus has sat down next to me and had a conversation. And maybe that's a journal entry I'll share with you sometime, because it was a very special moment for me and probably one of the first real times I felt like Jesus spoke to me. And that's one of those times that you never forget. Hey, Pam, glad to see you here. And so that was a distraction within itself. And then in November, my friend and I went down to Mexico together. I went with a friend and she brought her husband down, and the 4 of us went down there. And that was when I realized that I could still be alone inside of my hotel room and not have any distractions of anything else. I would go sit out on the balcony and I would watch people interact with the pool. I had the ocean right there, so I watched people going in and out of the ocean. I could listen to the ocean. And I really had the opportunity to just put my mind at peace and read my Bible and journal and just feel like I was finally with God. And I was so thankful for that. But one of the things that my friend said to me that I wanted to read from my journal tonight, she had some profound words for me. And she had said that even though you are doing things for God, so at this point I was volunteering at the nursing home on Saturdays, showing The Chosen, of course. And I was, like I said, running the life group with my friend. and I was trying to work on my Facebook ads, and I had my day job, and, trying to keep up with everybody on my free time. And she said, even though you're doing things for God, you're not being still with Him. The devil doesn't care if you are busy doing tasks that are for God. He just wants to keep you busy and distracted. That way you won't spend time with God. Now, granted, I was reading my Bible and journaling, so I was spending time with God, and I did have those quiet moments, but there's still just something about clearing your mind and being at peace. Prayer time, for instance. Yes, I read my Bible, but I wasn't getting my prayer time in. But the one thing that really stood out to me, and I feel like God used her to speak some truth into me, but God wants our heart. Just as He told the woman at the well in the first season of The Chosen, He was telling her that God just wants her heart. And in season 5, He tells Judas the same thing. He said, I just want your heart, which I had before. And leading up to that moment with Judas, what happened? Judas decided to start stealing money. And he started questioning everything that Jesus did because he believed, and I'm talking about it from the chosen aspect, not from the Bible aspect, which we know Judas is the traitor. We get that. But from the chosen aspect, Judas was constantly confused about what Jesus was saying. He didn't get any of his sermons. When Z tried to show him how to wash clothing and how to get the stubborn bits out of the clothing, which, refers to sin as well, he just doesn't get it. He still hung on to his past and wouldn't let go of it and wouldn't let Jesus lead him. So Jesus really wants us to be like Mary and Martha. What did Mary do? She sat at Jesus' feet. She was right there with him, listening to every word that he said. Jesus wants to lead us, and He wants a humble heart to listen, obey, and serve Him. I hope my story and my tips help you with any distractions that you might be going with. If you feel like you're not getting enough time with God, if you're not getting that peace, and you don't feel like you get a chance to listen to God, find your own quiet place. Whether it's like here in my master bedroom, I'm sitting, this is my Bible desk. This isn't my normal podcasting area. So find your spot in your home or go outside. I also like to go out on my boat in the summertime, and I could take that out and go anywhere and go park it in a cove somewhere, and I can be alone with God. I could go sit at a gazebo here where I live, or I could go sit on the steps. Just some place where I can just be alone with God and let Him fill me up and push that devil away so that he is no longer a distraction. I hope this is helpful, and I will catch you all next time in the next episode of Walking with the Chosen.